Hello YouTubers, Monkey Jr. here for another video of Bare Bones Monday. The gun featured in today's episode is the M4 and it was requested by Fusion. So the M4 is a carbine and it is available to all the classes in Battlefield 4. It's obviously a gun manufactured by the United States of America. So moving right along with the stats of the weapon, the maximum damage is 24 and the minimum damage is 15.4. Drop off starts at 8 meters and ends at 50 meters. The fire rate for this weapon is 800 RPM, but you're never going to really be able to achieve 800 RPM, and I'll explain why a little bit later. Muzzle velocity isn't the best at 540 meters per second and suppressed 330 meters per second. It's got a mag size of 31. Reload on empty is 2.4 seconds, and reload with bullets left in your mag is 1.85 seconds. The recoil pattern up is 0.28, left is 0.17, and right is 0.28, and it's got a first shot multiplier of 2.4. But the first shot multiplier for burst fire weapons doesn't really apply to the first shot. It's actually applied to the last shot of your burst. So you're not going to feel the recoil from the first shot multiplier on the first two shots. It's going to be on the last shot. And this is why burst fire weapons are a little bit harder to use in Battlefield 4, because that first shot multiplier is applied at the end of the burst. So this makes it so that if you shoot consecutive bursts really fast, you're going to have a hard time keeping on target, because as soon as that last shot comes out of your barrel and then you hit the trigger again, your gun's going to be off target because it has such a high first shot multiplier. Another thing that is hard to achieve is the maximum fire rate of the weapon. So obviously SimThick gives you 800 rounds per minute, but seeing as it is a burst fire weapon, it's very hard to achieve that. Even if you're clicking like a maniac, it doesn't change, because if you, let's say you shoot first burst and then you click before the burst ends, then it's not going to shoot that second burst. You have to wait till the end of the burst to shoot the second burst for it to come out. So even if you really have to time your click, your fire button well, because if not, you're going to just mess up the fire rate, and it's just going to be a lot lower. So I would say it's more around maybe 750. If you achieve 800 RPM, then you're a god at Battlefield and you should change games or whatever, but it's very, very hard to achieve this maximum rate of fire. So moving right along to the attachment part of the video for the M4, obviously for the sight I like to put a coyote. For the accessory, target detector, because it is available for the carbine class of weapons, and it just helps me to spot people. Barrel, nothing. And for the attachment, obviously a folding grip to try and control that recoil. So finishing up the video on some Flood Zone Conquest large gameplay, my team is actually losing by like 400 tickets, and we actually managed to make a comeback from that. So I was using, what's fun about the carbine is that I could actually be using it as a medic, which is kind of fun. It's not as prevalent in the Conquest game because I could play engineer and it would be useful, but in Team Deathmatch, the footage I got at the beginning, I was using it as a medic because it's just so much better for the team to play as a medic than engineer. But anyway, so obviously big difference between having a sight on here and between the IR sights and having a sight on here. Massive difference. Also, that folding grip, man, it just like mitigates so much of that first shot recoil multiplier, makes the gun so much more usable. What's kind of sucks about burst fire weapons is that one, at some point I was clicking too fast for the burst, so I was like trying to fire again mid burst, so the burst wouldn't come out. And the second thing is that in Battlefield 4 you can't really kill somebody in one burst. It's gonna more than likely take you two bursts to kill the enemy, unless you get, of course, a headshot mixed up in there. But most of the time it's gonna take you two bursts, so it wastes a lot of ammo. And like, it's not like you can stop shooting at any time. You have to finish your burst, so you finish off those 3 rounds that you had left or whatever. What's surprising about the M4 is its hip fire accuracy. It's actually pretty damn good. Honestly though, if I would have had to use a carbine, I would just pick something else. There's much better options out there, much more versatile, and you can do much better. But yeah, that's about it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you would like to suggest your own gun for next week's episode, please do so in the comments down below, or leave me a Facebook or Twitter message. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. But yeah, other than that, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.